How's it going, everyone? So today we're talking about my office visit. 2 days ago, I had my first office visit since I've been off blood pressure medications. And a lot of you are wondering how my blood work tests are, how everything is at this point. So I'll recap for you if this is your first video you've been watching. I started taking blood pressure medication in 2018. This, we'll call it journey, has been nothing but an absolute nightmare. Realized I had blood pressure problems back then, was dizzy for almost a week. Probably wasn't eating the best at that point in time in my life. Not the best, but better than most, I guess. And blood pressure at that point in time, when I first realized there was an issue, was, I believe it was a 175 over 126. And you know, of course, you go to the doctor with those numbers, they start freaking out. They threaten to put you in the hospital and all this other stuff. And so they put me on, I believe the very first one, like everybody else, was lisinopril. I made a video a couple days ago on that, about the dangers of that. I went through the 14 or 16 different blood pressure medications over the next years, over the next basically 6 years. And ended on Cardivivol, which nearly killed me. And I thought, you know, there's got to be something better than that. I happened to go on the internet, did some research, and found out that the Mayo Clinic's using fish oil to cure blood pressure. So I started making videos. It's been, I don't know, a little over a month ago, maybe 2. It's been a while, maybe 3. I have to go back and look at the first video I posted on this. It's been a little while. I would say 2.5 months, to be honest. And that fixed my blood pressure immediately. Made some videos on YouTube about it. That's also helped hundreds, maybe probably thousands at this point, other people get off blood pressure meds and regulate their blood pressure. Went on to do the CMOS. All that stuff's linked below in the description. Go check it out. It is worth the look and worth the try. As always, do not stop taking your blood pressure medication. You have to do the sequence to get off those. You have to Google it, the name of your medication, look up how to get off. Most of them take 2-3 weeks. Those medications will stay in your body for months at a time before you totally get that out of your system. You'll feel like a different person. Anyhow, went to the doctor 2 days ago, and you know, I took that morning D3. I took the CMOS for anxiety. And I actually took 3 of those. I've only ever taken 2 at a time. I took 3. I thought probably need a little more extra relief going to the doctor. I took 3 krill oil pills. And that's it. That's all I took. Took those at 8 a.m., went to the doctor at 10:30. Same thing. Went in the room. I love my doctor. She's a super nice lady. Went in the room, didn't take any kind of break, sat down. They slapped the auto cuff on my arm. And as it was airing up, I was talking in the middle of it because I didn't care at that point. I figured it was going to be higher than anybody's ever seen because I'm just not relaxed. I'm just wide awake. And it was 102 over 72. I immediately said, that's not right. Take it again. Use a different machine. You know, something's wrong. And the doctor came over and did it manually. And it was 125 over 75. Which for me, good for me is 140 over 88 to 90. Like that's where I've been staying off of all the medications. Considering I can relax correctly to do that. And she asked me, she says, are you taking Cardivivol, which is what she prescribed me last time I was there? I said, I haven't taken that since I've been here last. And she pulled the chair over to me and said, what have you been doing? And I had taken a picture on my phone of, I lined the medications up before I left and took a picture of them, the supplements, so I didn't have to drag them to the doctor's office and everything else. And she immediately took her phone out and took a picture of my phone. And I went on to explain to her exactly step by step what's happened. exactly the sequence of it. And I said to her, no, me fully knowing that she could only prescribe the pills on the list, on the computer list. I said to her, I said, if you have a family member or a friend that those pills are not working for, and chances are you do, feel free to get a hold of me and I will help them get off that stuff. I could tell by the look on her little face that she was very pleased with the whole situation. And the rest of the time I was in there, she's smiling like she was very happy for me that we figured this out. I've been going there for a long time and she's not been able to crack this code of the blood pressure. And, you know, that gives her a little bit of ammo in the future if somebody has the same problem, the direction to steer them. And, you know, I told her I was making videos on this and I said, you know, the biggest thing we preach all the time, do not stop taking your blood pressure meds. You have to go through the sequence to get off of them. I don't care if the fish oil has it down too low. Do not stop taking those. You will backlash, withdrawal, and may not let it tell about it. And she was happy I said that. You know, really a interesting deal. Well, fast forward a little bit to the end of the conversation. I said, okay, last time I was in here, my iron was a little bit low. I've been taking those iron pills off and on. They hurt my stomach. It's not good. I eat red meat all the time. You know, I eat stuff that I should have plenty of iron in my system. And we need to do another test today before I leave, which I did. And I started up, my iron was 5.9 the first time I went there. It was really low. And I'll tell you why here in a second. And this time it's 15.9. And around 24, 22 or 24 is the bottom of the normal range. So it's come up a lot. And, you know, the first time she checked my iron, it was low. You got to crap in a cup and do all this stuff to make sure you're not losing blood anywhere. You have to pee in a cup, the whole 9 yards. And I wasn't. And after looking pretty recently, I was taking irbesartan for a long time, like 2 years. And right on the side effect list says anemia. And if you click on it, the drop down little box, it tells you that there is evidence that this causes anemia, which is low iron, which does a few things to you. Makes you extremely tired, which I was. Makes you be able to hear your heartbeat in your ears, another bad side effect of anemia, which I could. And just have not a lot of energy, which I had for years. And she didn't know that. And you have to understand something. And many people have told me this exact same thing. A doctor is not a miracle worker. A doctor is someone trying to do their best to help you out. Some doctors are doing their best to line their pockets. Let's be honest here. My doctor is not like that. She's a very genuine lady. I could tell after that appointment, she really wanted to help me. And she really cared about whether I lived or died, which is kind of rare. A lot of doctors just don't give a rat's ass. All right. I have a list that long of ones I could tell you right now that do, but we're not going to do that. Anyhow, I truly think that taking blood pressure meds that long, especially irbesartan, and many of them do give you anemia, was the cause of my low iron levels. I fully believe that taking blood pressure medication was the cause of my skin cancer problems on my head, on my arm, on my face. Because every time I go in the sun taking that stuff for the last 6 years, I'd be out there 10 minutes and just be cooked. You know, mowing grass and my sun hat and all this other stuff, trying to keep the sun off of me, trying to mow at a later time in the evening. And it's very interesting. Now I can go in the sun, I just get tan, I don't get burned anymore. I might look red on this camera because the way the lighting is in here, but I'm not. And I really like that a lot. It's given me that part of my life back. And as far as side effects from the krill oil and the sea moss, the krill oil, if you take an abundance of it, a lot of it, it could give you some diarrhea type issues. I haven't noticed that. Other people in the comments have said that. The sea moss, I can't find any side effects of this. None. And I started taking this, it's probably been more than a week ago, 2 a.m. And that lowers my anxiety. I didn't really know what anxiety felt like. I think I had this most of my life. Kind of like a tenseness in your chest, your mind's just racing out of control when you're trying to sleep during the day, anytime. And I feel like that's taken all that away. I started taking 2 in the morning, and the last 4 days, I've taken also additional 2 at night. And I noticed when I take 2, because I was taking about 8 a.m., by 8 p.m., it's starting to wear off. And if I take 2 more, I sleep like a baby all night. I don't have the problems I had for the last 40 years and not be able to sleep right at night. Before, the only way I could sleep right at night is if you're so tired, you basically just pass out. And that's not good for blood pressure or anything. That'll make you die early. So hopefully this continues to work. It seems like it does. There is no side effects stomach-wise or anything at all to that. And it's been nothing but a godsend really since I started taking that. So I'm happy to report the doctor's appointment went great. I have to go back in 3 months. Well, January will be 6 months for a checkup. Like I said, it went from a 5.9 to 15-ish on my iron. So I think the move right now is to probably source some beef liver and spinach is higher in iron. There's a lot of stuff higher in iron. I really need to attack that. She did tell me that it's very difficult to get your iron levels back up once they get down. But taking the over-the-counter iron stuff, I don't know. That's not really, I don't think that's going to get it. Makes your stomach feel weird. And that's about it. But just you take that and you feel like it's something you shouldn't have taken. And she did voice concern about if I have an anxiety, I need to be on a medication. And I told her, I said, I respect that very much. I'd rather have you poke me in the eye with a sharp stick than take that. Just getting off blood pressure meds, the last thing in this world I want to take is another prescription med that makes you a zombie. So that's my doctor's visit. That's my CMOS story and Krill story. A lot of you already know those stories. And I really can't, I feel grateful I stumbled across this stuff. I didn't stumble across it, I did some hard research for it. I feel more grateful that thousands of you are in the comments of these videos. It's easily in the thousands at this point, saying that you went and bought this from the links and it's working great. And I could see that people bought it from the Amazon links because we sold, I don't know how many hundreds of these and hundreds of the other ones. We're around 1,000 Amazon affiliate sales in the last month. You would think that'd be a lot of money, but it's not. It's pennies. It's just a little something I could put back on the channel and keep going and making these videos for you guys and girls. And I thank you all for the views. We have some unreal views on these videos. Not all of them, but some of them. And I'm gonna keep doing that. I love doing this. I love helping people. Thank you again so much for watching. Everybody have a good day, and we'll see you again in a day or so.